Hello and welcome back to another video right here on the F1 Journal and to the Belgian GP race review, which saw Lewis Hamilton storm to a Spa win as Ferrari finished pointless. Lewis Hamilton extended his title lead to 47 points with a lights to flag win over Bottas and Verstappen. Ferrari finished down in 13th and 14th to cap a miserable weekend as Antonio Giovinazzi and George Russell had a huge crash. Lewis Hamilton ended Mercedes' 3-year wait for another victory at Spa-Francorchamps with a supreme drive to his 89th career win. Hamilton led from start to finish to defeat teammate Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen to stretch championship lead to a massive 47 points. The six-time champion is now 2 wins away from Michael Schumacher's all-time victory, which could be equalled in 2 weeks at Mugello, but Ferrari have far bigger worries at the moment. Famous Scuderia had won the previous 2 Belgian Grand Prix, but there was not even a consolation of a point this time for F1's fast-falling giants. Seb Vettel 13th and Charles Leclerc took 14th, with teammates even banging wheels at one point as they fought for positions outside of the points. It was a big result and race for Renault and Daniel Ricciardo, who managed 4th, even taking the bonus point for fastest lap with a fantastic charging effort on the last lap, with Esteban Ocon 5th after a last lap pass on Alex Albon. 4th and 5th equalled the best result of Renault's return to team ownership so far and moves them back into contention with Racing Point, McLaren and Ferrari for 3rd in the championship. Although we're outpaced by Renault, Lando Norris took a fine 7th for McLaren in the race after Carlos Sainz was ruled out at the start with an early exhaust problem. Leaders were forced to manage their tyres to the end after their sole pit stops were triggered earlier than planned following a big crash involving Alfa Romeo driver Antonio Giovinazzi and Williams' George Russell on lap 10. Giovinazzi slammed into the outside barriers at the fast Fangs corner and with his car rear wheel locking loose as he span across the track, the luckless oncoming George Russell was powerless to avoid it, and it took his car out of the race too. The timing of the safety car initially looked to be inopportune for Pierre Gasly, who had made a storming start to the race, including an amazing pass on Sergio Perez through Eau Rouge, despite starting on slower and more durable hard tyres. The AlphaTauri, along with Perez, stayed out through the safety car and inevitably lost lots of ground when he eventually stopped for tyres and the pack closed, but the informed Frenchman surged well from there, passing both Racing Points late on to secure a fine 8th place. Rune Shamrock said, "We're running out of superlatives for him," as Lewis Hamilton claimed yet another win. Pole position has sometimes proved to be a poison chalice for drivers owing to the fact that it makes them vulnerable from the toe down the long Kemmel straight to Les Combes on that one. However, Hamilton conclusively made most of it his own. In truth, he really didn't look threatened at all, despite a brief power dropout and then late race management. Nonetheless, after the earlier than ideal stops, Hamilton admitted he did experience some late race nerves on hard tyres, similar to what cost him the British Grand Prix a few weeks ago, or nearly cost him. "It was a bit of a struggle. I'm nervous we'd have another Silverstone," said Hamilton. "It's not necessarily what everyone always wants to see, the Mercedes at front, but we just got to keep our heads down. It's an incredible mentality to work around. We're continuing to learn about the car." Preparations for 2 consecutive races in their home country, Monza next week, followed by Mugello. Ferrari could barely have had worse weekends. Having missed out on top 10 in qualifying with both cars for the first time in 6 years amid a chronic struggle for top speed, Ferrari's fortunes fared no better over race-long distance. Leclerc did make some early progress into point positions, but quickly slipped backwards, with his afternoon compounded by a second pit stop when the team had to make a precautionary top-up of engine pressure. Vettel told Sky F1, "Hopefully the problems are Spa-specific. There's a lot of lessons from this weekend, and we have 2 important races coming up. The package is what it is. We need to stay optimistic and see the good things even if there are not many. I tried a lot of things to drive around these problems, but we were not quick enough." Ferrari slipped to 5th in the Constructors' Championship and are now only 2 points ahead of Renault, who will likely be strong again on the long straights of Monza. Finally, here is the final classification for the Grand Prix. Hamilton and Bottas just pretty dominant in this race. Verstappen as well, nothing he could really do. Impressive drives by both of the Renaults to only be 3 seconds off Max Verstappen. Ricciardo definitely gets my driver of the day. Albon will be disappointed, really, nowhere near his teammate again. Norris, good drive from him, as it was with Gasly. Great drive from him and Perez after their stops. Stroll and Kvyat, bit of an indifferent race. Raikkonen, great drive by him. He couldn't have done much better. We've spoken out the Ferraris, so disappointing. And then the Hasses and Latifi really didn't have enough pace. All I can say about Giovinazzi and Russell, well, I'm glad they're both okay because that was a horrible shunt, and poor old Carlos Sainz. Anyway guys, that is it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the Belgian Grand Prix in the comments down below. Remember to follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for F1 news. And subscribe to my other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.